Over the course of the next few minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you the money-making secret that will completely change your life. I'm talking about an incredible and revolutionary new system that is seeing our members raking up to $40,000 every single month. And what's even more surprising is that you don't need any particular skill or specialist qualifications to make money. You can use this method whether you're employed, unemployed, retired, a student, a high school dropout, or a full-time parent. And you can get started and be up and running making money today.
I'm actually having to pinch myself to make sure that I'm not dreaming. It's been just 2 days since I started using this website, and I've already made $2,834. This is unbelievable.
I've been using this website for just over 2 months, and this afternoon I hit $100,000 profit. I just wanted to say thank you so much for giving me this incredible opportunity.
I still can't believe how easy it was to get started, especially for someone like me with absolutely no experience. I've been using the site for 3 hours and I've already made over $800 profit.
But before we go any further, let me just assure you that I'm not talking about doing anything unethical or illegal, nor am I talking about making money from Bitcoin, binary options, Forex trading, Ponzi schemes, or any of that other garbage. Rather, what I'm talking about today is a way to make money from a completely legitimate website. And the crazy thing is that almost nobody knows about it. And yet regular Joes are making monthly profits like this. In just a moment, I'll reveal to you exactly how those profits were made. But first, I want to stress to you just how much better my life is now for having discovered this incredible income-generating secret. With the $10,000 I make every single week online, I can buy pretty much anything I want. And with the $1,238,093 I've made with this method in the past 2 years, I've bought several new cars, been on more luxury vacations than I could count, and my family and I have moved into our dream home. And what's really crazy is that my profits come in when I'm away from my laptop. So I'm making money when I'm at lunch, out for a drive, or when I'm scuba diving in Thailand. Making money with this method really couldn't be easier, and that's why hundreds of ordinary people now use it to generate up to $40,000 every single month. And when you're making that kind of money, you could finally say goodbye to the job you hate, along with debt, stress, and worries about money. From today, you could start living the life you've always wanted. So whether you've fantasized about giving your boss the middle finger or dreamed of spending your days sipping rum cocktails in a hammock, you will very soon have the tools at your disposal to make those dreams a reality. And once again, I'm not talking about doing anything complicated. I'm talking about a simple and reliable method for making annual profits like this. And so I suggest you really focus on what I'm about to share with you right now, as you'll only hear this message once. So put away any distractions, turn off the TV, close Facebook, listen very carefully to what I'm about to tell you, because this really is something very different. Perhaps you've tried in the past to make money online and failed. Perhaps you've tried traditional methods such as content marketing, SEO, Google AdWords, social media marketing, backlinks, email marketing, or some other old tired method that simply doesn't work. Perhaps you've fallen prey to one of the many online scams and get-rich-quick schemes such as cryptocurrency or pyramid schemes. Or perhaps you've avoided these scams, but wasted hours at a time filling out online surveys for a little more than a few dollars or useless vouchers. Well, don't worry, you're not alone. In fact, I myself once wasted no end of time, money, and effort on money-making schemes that simply didn't work. But now is the time to let go of those mistakes, because none of what you've been through in the past was your fault. From today, you will finally have everything you need to follow in the footsteps of those who do make huge cash online. And I'll be on hand to guide you every step of the way, because not so long ago, I was exactly where you are now. In fact, less than 3 years ago, I was close to destitute, with several mouths to feed. And this isn't an easy story to relive, but I think it's important for you to know my background so you can understand exactly how I went from having not a dollar to my name to making more than $1 million in less than 2 years. So here it goes. My name is David, and growing up I was an only child. My parents and I lived in a small town in Oklahoma, and life was simple. I never had the latest sneakers and my bicycle was rusty as hell, but I had a lot of friends and I was happy. However, when I was 12 years old, my father, who admittedly smoked like a chimney, was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer, and 1 week after my 14th birthday, he died. By the time I was 16, my mother had remarried with a man I truly despised. His name was Randy. He was an alcoholic. He had a horrible temper. Night after night, he'd come home drunk, and I'd be kept awake by the sound of he and my mother arguing or having sex, and honestly, I'm not sure which was worse. And if Randy ever felt as though I was stepping out of line, he thought nothing of smacking me around the head or pinning me up against the wall by my throat. Later, when I was 17, my mother announced that she was pregnant, but 3 months before the baby was born, Randy was gone. And good riddance. And then on the 20th of May of the year I turned 18, my beautiful baby sister Scarlett was born. She was the apple of my eye. But on that day in the hospital's maternity ward, as I gazed down into Scarlett's beautiful blue eyes, I realized that I wasn't going to have the life of an ordinary teenager. I wasn't going to go away to college or stay out all night at parties, because I was now the sole provider from my mother and my new little sister. And so, as soon as I finished high school, I started working. And for 3 years, I moved from one dead-end, low-paying job to another. I was a waiter, a factory worker, a school janitor, a bus driver, and worst of all, I worked for 4 months at a slaughterhouse before I could no longer stand the wails of pigs and the smell of death. I needed a way out. I wanted to break the cycle of replacing one bad job with another. I wanted to get out of my small town and make a better, happier, richer life for my family and I. So I turned to the internet. I'd heard stories of ordinary people who had made millions online and completely changed their lives, but I had no idea where to start, and so I began to research. At first, I went down all the usual rabbit holes. I tried to make money from blogging, YouTube videos, and affiliate marketing. I even wasted money on fancy website templates, paid advertising, and useless email lists. And before long, I was in far worse position than when I started. I was spending substantially more money than I was making, all the while with rent to pay, groceries to buy, and credit card bills stacking up. I was getting desperate. That's when I started to look for secret websites and forums. Surely there had to be something I was missing. How had all these other people made it when I was not a dollar closer to escaping poverty? For weeks I continued to search, from the minute I got home in the evening until the early hours of the morning. I knew that making my fortune online was the way I could escape the monotony and misery of my current life. Then one day at around 3 a.m., when I was close to falling asleep at my keyboard, I saw something. A small thread on a niche forum where a group of people were boasting about the money they were making from a mainstream website. They were talking about making thousands of dollars each week. I couldn't believe it. Perhaps this was my way out, I thought. And the website had been under my nose the entire time. And that website was Shopify. Shopify is the e-commerce giant that is used in almost every one of the world's countries by more than 500,000 companies, including Budweiser, The Economist, Tesla Motors, Red Bull, Penguin Books, Gymshark, and WaterAid. Shopify CEO Tobias Lütke is worth more than $1 billion, and the company turns over a staggering $600 million each year. And it's no wonder that the company is so successful, as it offers customers a 100% safe and secure way to shop online. And so each and every day, big companies as well as ordinary people are using Shopify to make thousands of dollars. And I needed to be one of those people. Initially, I tried to get started on my own, but after weeks of frustration and failure, I was close to giving up. I figured that perhaps I was once again headed towards a dead end. I had, after all, been wrong so many times before. But something about Shopify seemed different, and so my gut instinct told me to persist. I somehow knew that Shopify was my golden ticket to my dream life. And so I went back to the forum where I'd first heard about the site, and there I shared my sorry story and pleaded for help. Thankfully, somebody responded. I was contacted by a woman named Sandra Wilson, who'd been using Shopify for more than 4 years. And in that time, she had made a staggering $2,192,887. She lived on the East Coast, and she said that if I was willing to get my ass on a plane and prove to her that I was truly committed to making money from Shopify, then she would set aside a couple days to show me the ropes. And so I agreed. I knew that this was my one and only chance to escape my miserable life and finally make something of myself. And so I kissed my mom and my little sister goodbye and used the last of our savings to buy a flight to Virginia, upon which I crossed my fingers and hoped to God that this mad adventure was going to pay off. After touching down, collecting my bags, and driving for an hour in the early morning light, my Uber pulled up to what could only be described as a mansion with 3 sports cars out front. Wow, I thought to myself. I was greeted at the door by Sandra, and after exchanging pleasantries, she treated me to breakfast, prepared by her personal chef, and it wasn't long before we got down to business. I stayed with Sandra for 4 days, and in that time she taught me everything there was to know about making money with Shopify. Every trick and minute detail she'd learned along the way, she shared with me, and I was incredibly grateful. It turned out that she too had come from difficult beginnings and empathized greatly with my story, and that's why she was so willing to help me. Then, after 5 long, intensive days, I arrived back in Oklahoma. After kissing my mom on the forehead and having a quick cuddle with Scarlett, I ran straight to my computer because I couldn't wait to put what I learned into practice. And sure enough, in less than 20 minutes, I was completely set up. And from there, sales came in right away. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was making sale after sale after sale automatically. These were my profits after just 1 day of using Shopify. $1,433. And after the second day, $1,478. And the day after that, $1,498. And my profits never slowed down. And now, here I am today, more than $1 million better off, all thanks to this one website. Because of Shopify, my mother, my sister, and I now live a life of sheer luxury. No more crappy jobs or overdue rent, just fine dining, shopping sprees, and unlimited vacations. And now I am finally in a position where I can help other people to mirror my success. And so I got to thinking about how I could make it possible for someone to bypass all of the lengthy training that I went through in Virginia and jump straight into making money. That's when I decided to create the Ecom Cash Crusher system. For weeks, I worked on developing an ingenious system that would not only help absolutely anyone to get up and running on Shopify, it would also include every single little trick and secret that I learned and discovered along the way for unbelievable success. I worked tirelessly on this project night and day to ensure that it was 100% beginner-friendly as well as being highly efficient. And eventually, after numerous stages of testing, after alpha, beta, and even more refinements, I decided it was finally ready. And I figured, who better to try it out on than my almost computer-illiterate mother? Bearing in mind this is a woman with no Facebook account who still buys print magazines. So I showed her to my computer and gave her no instructions other than to open the Ecom Cash Crusher system. And sure enough, just 20 minutes later, I heard her shout excitedly from my office, "I just made a sale." In that moment, I knew that my system was a success. Since that day, I've helped no end of other ordinary people to make their fortune from e-commerce with the system, with monthly profits like this. Absolutely no special equipment or experience is required to make money. So long as you have a laptop and a connection to the internet, you can get set up on Shopify with Ecom Cash Crusher today. And once you're set up, you can make money by the pool, at a bar, or while you're spending quality time with your family.
Unlocking Ecom Cash Crusher was the best thing to ever happen to me. I tried in the past to make money from Shopify, but with no success. Now, thanks to this incredible system, I make more than $10,000 every single week without lifting a finger.
Investing in the Ecom Cash Crusher system was the best decision I ever made. I now make more money than I know what to do with, and I work for less than 5 minutes each day from anywhere in the world. I'm living the kind of lifestyle that most people only dream of, all thanks to one powerful system.
Now you can access Ecom Cash Crusher for the unbelievable price that you see on the screen. That's nothing for a system with such huge income-generating potential. I've made my system incredibly affordable because I want to help people who, like me, were down on their luck. Because now your luck is about to change. Current Ecom Cash Crusher system users are making up to $40,000 each and every month from Shopify. And now you can get started right now, today, when you fill out your details on this page and download my system. I know you might have your doubts, and I don't blame you. We've both been let down in the past. There are no end of crooks and conmen out there looking to take your hard-earned money. And that's why, for your peace of mind, I'm letting you purchase and download Ecom Cash Crusher today with a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. That means if you're not making money with my system, I'll give you a refund. You have absolutely nothing to lose here. This is a zero-risk offer. And remember, you'll be using a completely legitimate website, so you have absolutely nothing to fear. Now is the time for you to take control of your life by signing up on this page right now. There are thousands of people all over the world just waiting to give you their money via Shopify. And the sooner you get started, the sooner you could be seeing those sales flooding into your account. This is the opportunity you've been waiting for. 10 years from now, do you want to look back on this day with regret as the biggest missed opportunity of your life? Or do you want to look back on this day from your private yacht in the south of France as the day you took the first step towards making your fortune? The time to take action is now. I can't keep this website up forever, so I suggest you fill in your details and sign up on this page right now to have the chance to access the same powerful system that has turned hundreds of ordinary people into millionaires. It's time to say goodbye to your ordinary life, to work, debt, and arguing with your partner over money. From today, your time is your own, and you could finally have the money to enjoy life. You deserve this. So sign up on this page right now. Determined individuals will take action. Cowards and fools will let this opportunity pass them by. I know you want a better life, and that's why you need to sign up on this page right now. Don't put this off for a second longer, as you could miss out. Do it now, and I'll talk to you again in just a moment.